Hi everybody, I'm Scotty Gange. This week on Be Better, I was so lucky to sit down and chat with a true legend. Regis Jesuit head coach Ken Shaw has been coaching boys basketball in Colorado for the last 47 years. He's got 777 lucky total wins. He's won 5 state titles as a coach, won 2 as a player at Merino High, and oh, by the way, he's a CHSAA Hall of Famer. None of those accolades compare to his character, professionalism, and true love for the game. Now, it was a humbling experience to hear from Coach and hear him reflect on his life and career and share some coaching philosophies too. Ken Shaw is absolutely nothing but class, and we hope you enjoy. Coach Flasheen, in an interview about 11 years ago or so, mentioned that you were just a coach's dream of a player. You always loved going in and putting up shots. He mentioned that you're still putting up shots here at Regis Jesuit. Where did that love for basketball come from for you?
You know, when I trace it back, Scotty, the first time I saw the ball swish through the net, I was hooked. For some reason, it just connected with me. And when you grow up in small town nowhere and there's not much else to do, and basketball is one of those great things that you can do by yourself, it just had a magical attraction to me.
How special. Hey, so from 1981, your first state championship at Yuma High School, undefeated season, and then you win in 1984 with Sterling High School, but then you go all the way to 2009 until you three-peat here at Regis Jesuit. I'm wondering, from 84 to 2009, where you had great seasons but couldn't collect a state championship, how were you able to keep pushing forward and coaching for that long of time when maybe sometimes you guys wouldn't win the big game you were hoping to win at the beginning of the season?
You know, I had some very good teams along those ways. We just weren't quite able to get it done. But I never based my success on winning state championships. I think in this business where you're defined somewhat by your record or by winning, everybody's path is different. I mean, everybody wants to compare somebody, whether it's pro, college, or high school, somebody with somebody else. Everybody's path is different in this thing. And the kids you have, the places you've been, and the things you've done, you know, I really think in coaching, Scotty, that the two things that determine great success, number one, are preparation. And anybody can prepare your kids, coach them well. And the second thing is opportunity. Sometimes the opportunity is just not there. I mean, you might have good kids that work hard, but they might not just have the talent to be state champions. I mean, the greatest single factor in success in coaching is good players. And obviously we have the duty to try to develop them the best we can, but everybody has a ceiling. And high school basketball is about taking the kids that walk in the door, the kids you have, and try to mold them into good players. And obviously the sidebars of that is good people, things that they can take with them the rest of their lives.
In 47 years of coaching, you just mentioned, right, what your dream is to mold athletes to be better people from freshman year to senior year, and I'm guessing throughout their lives as well. From, let's just say, 81, your first state championship, to now, how has your coaching philosophy changed through the years?
The basis of it has stayed the same. There's, you know, experience is a good teacher, but it's not the only teacher. And times have changed, kids have changed. Kids have changed with the times, and that's not good or bad. We've probably all changed a little bit as things go on. And I think as a coach, you kind of just grow with the times and the kids. The biggest thing is if you love the game, and I think I'll know when it's probably time for me to get out that I won't enjoy the grunt work, the off-season work, the practices, the time in the summer. I still enjoy that. I still enjoy being in the gym with my guys and working with them and developing that camaraderie and that chemistry that it takes to become a good team.
Why do you enjoy it so much?
Well, I love the game, number one. I've been blessed with very good kids along the way, and I don't know, basketball has just always had a special attraction to me. I think for me, when I found something in my life every day you get up and you look forward to doing what you like to do. Uh, that's been the biggest attraction to me.
It's pretty spectacular. You've coached so many different athletes throughout the years. What have they taught you?
You know, I think kids in general teach you great lessons, and they keep you young when you're around them. But one of the great things I've learned in coaching that was very hard for me at first, and I still have to remind myself that the golden rule doesn't really apply. And you know, that sounds like somebody might say, whoa, that's pretty drastic. In other words, treating people how you'd want to be treated. I learned pretty early in my career that the kids I'm coaching weren't like me, as far as what the game meant to me and what I put into it, and looking at it more through their eyes than my eyes, and not putting them in my position and say, well, why don't they love the game as much as I do? Well, they think, you know, when they play, win or lose, the sun's going to come up next day and we're going to go on with life. Whereas sometimes I wasn't so sure. And you have to get that perspective. And I probably have that perspective now more than I ever have. Probably in the last 10 or 15 years of my coaching career, I've understood that the goals I have each year are not winning and losing, things that I control, about what I put into the game, and you know, put in the best I can, and always try to do it the right way.
When you look back on remembering your coaching career and all the different schools you've been at, what comes to mind for you?
A lot of the kids, I've had, have been very special, and I keep in touch with a lot of them even to this day. Kids that I've had 45, 50 years ago on my teams, and it wasn't just a game. It was more than that.
It was your life.
It was, and at that point in their lives, it was pretty special too, I think. But you know, that they've moved on, and they do different things, and I'm kind of doing the same thing, but that's all right. I like I said, I still stay in touch with some of those guys, and I think that tells you how much meaning it had to them.
To have the opportunity to still keep in touch with those guys, how much does that mean to you?
You know what? That's the greatest awards and gifts I get in this game, is to hear from them, get a note from them, something about their lives, and coach, hey, we're still following your team. Well, they have no connection. A lot of them that didn't go to Regis Jesuit, that were at my previous stops along the way, they have no connection to that, but to still follow my career and what I'm doing, that's pretty special.
It really is, Coach. I'm wondering, in your life, right, you coach these guys for 47 years now. I can go on and on about your now 777 wins, which is very lucky. It's a fantastic number to be at right now. But how about you personally? What is it when you look back, and even right now, how do you like to approach living your own life?
You know what? Obviously most people would say, well, why is he still doing this? I mean, why don't he retire and go play some golf or something? I really don't have any hobbies. I have a very supportive wife that she doesn't always understand my addiction to basketball, but she puts up with it, and it's just part of who I am, I guess, and what I love to do. And I don't have any plans to retire. I mean, unless, and the good Lord willing, that I'm in good health and I'm able to continue to do this, I'm gonna do it. But I mean, the realization, I know that I'm closer to the end than I am the beginning, That's for sure. But uh, uh, I still enjoy it, and as long as I can connect with kids. Now there might be somebody that taps me on the shoulder and says, "Hey, coach, it's not working anymore. It's time to stay home." Then, obviously that time will come. Hopefully, I'll be wise enough to know that, and we'll be able to move on. But for right now, I still enjoy it. I hope I'm still able to have an impact with the kids that I coach.
Away from wins, championships, scores, all that, in your coaching career, in your life, what are you most proud of?
The goals that I go into every year with, I have two goals: to put my heart and soul into it, do it the best I can for the kids that I coach, and to try to do it the right way. Those are my goals. And it's not if you have a season where it's not great, or what, did you meet your goals, win so many games, that's not part of my goal. I just try to do those things, and the reason those are so important to me is because I totally control those. It doesn't make any difference on whether a call goes your way, goes against you. A young man might get hurt, might not be able to play or whatever, and so could have won a couple more games or whatever. Those are things I control, and I try to do those things every day in practice, every day in a game, and try to conduct myself in the right way, and just try to do it the right way for the young men that I'm coaching.
That's spectacular. It really is spectacular. Wow, I love that. If there is a quote, a type of philosophy, or just a mindset that you like to take to your days each day, what do you think it would be?
Well, our program slogan, which I stole from Pat Riley back in the mid-'80s when he was coaching the Los Angeles Lakers, and I worked a couple of his summer camps. And I found him saying this: your attitude and hard work are your only guarantees. And from that time when I heard that, I've always adopted that where whatever schools I've coached at as our total program saying is your attitude and hard work are your only guarantees. And again, it goes back to those are things you always control. It's not anything on the outside, it's those things. If you have a great attitude and you work hard at something, you control that. I think those are probably the two most important things in life, and I hope that the young men that I coach along the way, they look back on those, maybe are able to even impart those with their kids when they get older and have a family, that, hey, those are things you control, not just in basketball, but in academics or basically anything else you do. And if you have those two things on your side, there's a good chance you're pretty successful, regardless of what the win-loss record says or whatever you're trying to achieve.
Put your heart and soul into it. You do it the right way and just control what you can control.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Coach, for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Scotty. I appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir.